Hi, I wanted to talk with you for a few minutes about how to be successful in a hybrid course. Some of you may not have had a hybrid or had an online course, and they really require a different mindset than the traditional face-to-face context. So here are some things that I think you'll find helpful. I guess the first most important thing is to realize that your time is your own to a large extent. In a hybrid, we'll only be meeting half the time you normally would for a face-to-face class. So that means that you have 100 minutes a week that you won't be in class. But I don't want you to think of that time as free time. Rather, think about it as discretionary time. That is, you don't have to spend the 100 minutes, during that regular time period. You can spend 100 minutes anytime you want, but you do have to spend that amount of time, plus the regular amount of time you would plan to spend for homework for a regular class. So I guess the most important advice I have for you from former students and from reading about students who are successful is don't think that because it's a hybrid, it's less work. It is not. In fact, it's more work because you have a lot to do that's independent in order to prepare you for the time we spend in class. So the time is discretionary, and you can do it 3 o'clock in the morning if you want to, but it does take a lot of time. So plan for that from the outset. North Park uses Canvas as our learning management system, and so most of the course will be conducted through Canvas and our Canvas site. Check Canvas frequently, at least once or twice a day. It's a great system because once you go into Canvas, you sign in, you'll see a dashboard, and all of your professors who are using Canvas, you'll see the courses listed there. When you click on ours, Introduction to Media Theory, 2150, you'll see down the right-hand side a list of things that are due every week or upcoming assignments. That's just a great reminder. I use that to remind me about things that I have to get graded and other things that I have to get done. That will remind you of assignments you have coming up. There's an awful lot that Canvas can do and can make your life easier. If you've never used it before, through our Center for Online Education, COE, we offer a Canvas 101S, a self-paced course that you can take to learn. It can be fast-paced, it can be slow-paced, but you can learn what Canvas can do for you. And you need to realize that all of my communication about your work, my evaluations, will be done in Canvas. So I want you to feel comfortable, and if you don't, by all means contact me, and I'll be happy to work it through with you. Now that reminds me, another suggestion that people have for succeeding in hybrids is to get a contact person. Now early in the semester, you will be assigned another person to work the semester project with. And so that may be your contact person, but you do need someone who you can call on or text or email if you're not understanding something, or if maybe you missed a day, which I'll get to in a minute, or you just have a question. Having another person at hand can really make your life easier. I am available. I am happy to meet with you whenever it works for you, or after class, during my office hours. We can talk by video through Canvas. We can do email, a number of ways. And I don't want you to stumble in the course because you're struggling with Canvas. Check your email often. Because I don't see you as frequently as other students in other classes, I will communicate with you by email. So check it at least once a day, if not twice. If there are any kinds of changes or any announcements, you can expect to hear from me that way. Read instructions. So when you go in and click on an assignment and you see what you need to do, read the instructions carefully. Just because you have an assignment that looks similar to previous weeks doesn't mean it's the same. You might even consider printing off the instructions so you know what to do. You'll notice under each assignment that has to be submitted in Canvas that there's a rubric. Check out that rubric to see how I'll be evaluating your work on a particular assignment. Also, some assignments will be submitted in the text box. So you see some questions, and all you have to do is type your answer underneath. Others will be file uploads, so a Word document, for example. Pay attention to that, because I don't want you to get frustrated and feel like you got a whole assignment done and then it's in the wrong format. So watch for that. You'll be having online quizzes, you'll be having online assignments, you'll be having in-class activities. So there are a lot of things that you'll be doing. Just because it's a hybrid doesn't mean that you can miss our face-to-face classes, okay? That's where the processing of your independent work happens. And in order to be prepared for exams and the project that you'll be working on, you really do need to be there. You'll be allowed two absences through the semester, but that's it. If you do miss more than those, your final grade will be affected. There are some things that you need to be able to do. In Canvas, you'll see some technical skills, things like learning to use the Canvas system, the LMS, learning to use Word. You need to have access to high-speed computer regularly, or dependably, I should say. We all know that our computers or our networks can go down. And so you need to have in mind, okay, if it's not working one day, how am I going to make sure I get my work done on time? We had some problems at my home recently, and I had to come to school to finish my work and use the network here. Remember that North Park has computers on campus. There are multiple laptops that you can get at the library. There are multiple ways to ensure that your work is done if your own equipment or your own network is not working. So plan for that. So you know what to do if there's an emergency in that regard. A simple thing maybe, but you do have to be able to type relatively quickly. I'm not the greatest typist, but I can do it fast enough that I don't get too frustrated. So I even used a online typing class. You might consider that if typing is not your thing. It will help you. Let's see what else. Those are the things that other students have told me and that I've read about in terms of being successful in a hybrid. So if there's anything I can do to help you, as I said earlier, feel free to contact me. But take the course seriously, realize it's a different experience than you may have had in other classes, and enjoy yourself.